Hello and welcome viewers of AVG News. My name is Mxolisi, the son of Nube, and I've decided that following the latest, we should be coming here live and recording more videos in as far as migration is concerned. Uh, Beginning with today, the court ruling that many of you might already have heard about uh, pertaining to the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit and its cancellation. You know that there's been a court case that's been ongoing ever since the Department of Home Affairs, through Minister Aaron Motsoaledi, decided to discontinue the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit. So there are people, of course, who have been sending us questions as to, is it true that the court ruling has been met, and they want to know what this means to their validity or the validity of their permits here in South Africa, and the deadline that was given by the minister a few weeks ago, that the ZEP would be extended to December 2023, which is this year. Yes, the court, the Pretoria High Court, that is, declared yesterday, that is Wednesday, that Home Affairs Minister Aaron Motsoaledi's decision to discontinue the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit is unconstitutional and invalid. So this follows the 2021 decision by the minister to announce that the special permit, which was first introduced in 2010, would be terminated. And this prompted a court challenge from various civil society organizations, which include the Helen Suzman Foundation, the Consortium for Refugees and Migrants, and the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit Holders Association, led by Advocate Simba Chitando. So the court gave another organization, the Zimbabwe Immigration Federation, which also challenged the move, an interim interdict preventing ZEP holders from being arrested or deported. So which means that the holder of a ZEP cannot be deported, cannot be arrested in South Africa for not or for being deemed to not be having a valid permit. And the court also ruled that the ZEP should be valid for another 12 months, which means that now, on top of what the minister had already given, another 6 months has been added by the court, that the permit should be valid until the end of June 2024. And the ZEP holders have protection from arrest and deportation. So the minister, of course, is still exploring ways of how to deal with this, and he has hinted that he might appeal the case, because you'll remember that he said that he's going to fight all the way. So he's going to appeal the case. That's what we think he's going to do. But what does this mean now for Zimbabwe Exemption Permit holders, in as far as they are continuing to apply for waivers and permits is concerned, until there's been a statement from the minister in as far as what the department is going to do with this court ruling? It's not clear. We cannot give clear advice as to whether you should continue to apply for waivers or wait, because I would advise that we wait maybe for the next few days for the minister to then issue his full response as to whether they're going to refund people who applied for the waivers their money, or they're going to be granted the permits, because the next 12 months is a very long time. A lot can still change. There can be challenges. The court decision can be overturned. The court decision can be upheld. But Zimbabweans also ought to have done something to try and continue legalizing their stay here. But for now, we cannot right away give you any advice on what exactly to do until there has been a clear indication over what the Department of Home Affairs intends to do. If you have been given a date to go and submit, or you've already paid and would want to continue with the process, it is entirely up to you, but would advise that you continue, because whatever decision the department is going to take eventually will also consider those who have already applied and spent their money paying for these visas and these waivers. So I would say it's business as usual. Just continue unless and until there has been a statement from the Department of Home Affairs to the contrary as to whether people should continue to apply or they should not apply. But I would say just continue what you are doing until there has been that statement from the Department of Home Affairs, because at the end of the day, even if the ZEP is to be continued, or you are to be given permanent residence, or you are to be you'll be granted all the waivers, at the end of the day, you need to formalize your stay in South Africa. It's a tricky case, of course. We need to have some legal advice here and there, but what we're going to do is we are going to have some interviews here and there, get legal opinion around this, and then we'll come back here to give you more advice, because as I've said, it's a tricky situation. This involves the courts. This involves also a decision that the department is going to then rely on, the decision that is going to take, let me say. We have seen in the past some decisions that have been taken in court being ignored by the Department of Home Affairs. They've continued to do whatever they've been doing, despite some decisions having gone against their activities or their rule. I mean, against their some of the activities that they've been doing. You will remember the issue of the Lindela Repatriation Center. You will remember the issue of the refugee reception offices that were closed inland, and the courts ruled that these should be reopened, but at the end of the day, they still remain closed. So it's a tricky situation, which involves a lot of politicking as well. And you know that there are some right-wing organizations that are also putting pressure on the government. So we await what decision the Department of Home Affairs is going to take eventually. But at the end of the day, this is cause for celebration for those who hold the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit in a way. But at the end of the day, also, it's a confusing scenario, although we expect the department to heed or to abide by the court ruling as they had promised. But you'd know that when politicians are involved, they can promise because they believe that the ruling will be done in their favor. And once it goes against what they want, they may throw spanners into the works. So that is what we had. But for now, if you have any questions, please continue to use the comment section underneath this video. You can also, if you have questions, go to our Facebook page. You can follow our Facebook page. It's written AVG News. You can also ask questions there. You can inbox us. You can as well ask questions on the timeline so that you can, the answer will benefit others who are in the same situation with you, others who may need the same information that you're looking for. It's not only about the ZEP. You can ask questions about several other things in as far as migration is concerned, and we will respond to them as soon as we can. So let's be involved in that page. Let's like it as well. Follow it if you can, but also interact there, because it is a page that is meant for all migrants, not only Zimbabwe Exemption Permit holders, but all migrants and all Africans, let me say. So it's called AVG News. It's on Facebook. Then on Twitter, AV Global News. Then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it. Thank you very much.